viewers, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Okay, today I have a very special guest. He has a different story, but a special story to you people. Okay, I want to introduce him to this bench so that he will introduce himself and tell us who he is. Okay, welcome my guest. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, let me give him a chance to say his name and start giving us his story.
Yes, my name is Nathan Maura. I'm a businessman based in Nakuru. And my story, as she has told you, is a very special case, a very special story. I want to share on something that happened, actually robbery. I was robbed one day by robbers who had arms, and actually that is the story that we are going to share today, so that you can understand that you can go through trauma, fear. Then after that, I'll tell you how I came out of that and how this far God has helped me to come through the fears and the things that I had gone through.
Wow, that is wonderful. So tell us, when did it happen?
What happened? I used to do business in the western region of Kenya.
Okay.
That is where I used to work.
Yes.
And we used to get our goods from Nairobi.
Okay.
We used to travel overnight,
Yes.
get the goods that we were selling.
What were you selling?
Okay, we were doing the hawkers assorted goods.
Okay.
So that is the business that I was doing.
Yes.
We were getting the things from Nairobi,
Yes.
taking them to Western, and we used to go buy bus at night, come during the day,
Okay.
we sell. Then often we used to go for the goods, and that is where now that thing happened. That is where the case happened, and that is where now robbery came in.
Okay, where did it happen?
What happened?
Yes.
I had gone to Nairobi.
Yes.
This time round it was during Easter holiday.
Yes.
And we used to bank our money, and then when you go to Nairobi, you withdraw the money, you get the goods from the shops.
Okay.
But now this time round it was during Easter holiday.
Yes.
It was the eve of Good Friday.
Yes.
That is why I never banked the money. So I carried the whole cash, actually $500,000 with me.
500,000.
Yes, with me.
Yes.
Okay, we used to carry like 100,000, 50,000
Okay.
to get started in the morning before you withdraw the rest. But now this time around, because it was during Easter Friday,
Yes.
that is why I carried the money.
Okay.
Yes. Now when I got to Nairobi,
Yes.
actually at around 4 a.m. in the morning,
Yes.
what we used to do, we used to relax a bit. Then at around 6, we get to a hotel, you take a shower, then you start the day from there.
Where did you keep the money?
Okay, we had several pockets, a bag, pockets. Actually, 500,000 is not a big amount for a business. Actually, for a businessman to hide in the pockets, that is not a big money.
Wow.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So when I got there,
Yes.
there are these robbers.
Mm.
I cannot really explain how they had known that I had money. So when I arrived at Nairobi,
Were you alone?
yes, I was all alone.
Uh-huh.
There were other passengers in the bus.
Okay.
When it was around 6 a.m.,
Mm.
that is when I went out of the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
get into that hotel that we used to go around the Kamukunji area.
Yes.
That is where I took my breakfast.
Okay.
What I came to learn later
Yes.
is that these robbers, they were 4 men. They were following me from the bus where I alighted.
Yes.
Then from there to the hotel, they were behind me. They took tea with me. I didn't know that they were following me.
What?
Then from there was those other shops, those people who used to open very early.
Yes.
I went there. There were some goods I used to buy there. So there is this guy, a shopkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I found him opening the shop.
Yes.
And I wanted to buy things for around 10,000.
Yes.
And I asked whether he had the goods.
Yes.
And he told me, you just go first, you'll come later. And I was asking him, why? Can I pay first? And he was like, no, just go, just go. That is when later I learned that he was seeing these guys, but he thought they were policemen because he was also selling some other items which were not supposed to be sold. Illegal things, actually batteries.
Yes.
So he thought they were policemen. Me, I never noticed because there were so many people in there. Actually, it is too busy. There were so many people, but he noticed that there were some guys following me. So he told me, no, don't pay, you just go. But I forced myself to remove the money and paid the 11,000.
So you removed all punch of 500,000?
I had some little money in one of the pockets, so it was around 20,000. I gave 11, returned 9,000 into the pocket.
Okay.
Yes. So from there, I proceeded. Many of the shops were not open, so I thought of going to Isiri or Istri, where we used to get some other things. So I had to go through past the Kamukuji police station. There is a mosque there. Then go across the road, get a matatu that was going to Istri. So what happened? After I crossed the road, before I stopped a matatu, these guys were still following me. I couldn't notice. That is when one of them stopped me, posing to be a policeman. So he told me, hi guys. I answered hi. Then he told me, okay, we are looking for somebody, and you seems you look like the person we are looking for. That is why I've stopped you. So I told him, who are you?
Were they dressed like policemen?
Okay, they were in heavy jackets. They were in civilian, they were in heavy jackets. So I didn't know. Okay, I cannot tell whether somebody from the other side could notice whether they were posing to be policemen or not. But the other guy in the shop had seen as though they were policemen. So when he stopped me and told me that they were looking for somebody, I told them, no problem. I have no problem. Am I the one? Are you looking for me? So they said, no, you look like the one we are looking for. And there are some documents and even some pictures that are in the station that we can go and see to identify whether you are the person or not. So I thought, how can I really understand or know that you are a policeman? That is when he removed an ID identification card showing that he was a policeman. And actually it looked for like the one for a policeman. But on the other hand, he was carrying those radio calls for the police. So I saw he was a policeman. So I told him, now where are we going to? He told me, now here is a police station. There was the Kamukonji police. So I took it very easy. I saw the police station was just there, so I never argued. So I told him, okay, we can go across, we see the pictures you are talking about. Now, along the way from the road there, now we cross the road to the police station. That is when now he started kind of interrogating and asking, where do you come from? You are looking for somebody whom you don't know where he comes from. And are you from Western? I told him, yes. You came overnight? Yes. Okay, it seems you are the one. Now he was telling the one, he might be the one. So when we got there, we went up to where they write the occurrence book, the OBs. There were policemen.
You really went to police station?
Yes, we went even up to where they have the desk for the OBs. The policemen were there. And when we arrived there, the OCS was standing there. There were police vehicles there. So when we arrived there, they told me now, okay, we have just remembered something. The pictures are not here, and even the documents we are telling you, they are not here. They are in Pangani police station, which is like a kilometer away from here. Are you going to cooperate? We go there, we see whether you are the one. So it's kind of, I wanted to refuse, and he told me, now if you don't cooperate, then you'll be forced to use force. So I thought, okay, I will cooperate. Now that you are a policeman, I'll cooperate. I have no problem.
And you have confirmed because you have just
so,
gone to police station.
Out of fear, I could not ask or tell anybody to tell me whether they are policemen, because they are doing all this in front of the police, the ones who are having uniform, and even the OCS was standing there. So parked outside was a small vehicle, actually a Saron,
Yes.
And on the right hand side there was a Land Cruiser, the other side was a Land Cruiser, and they told me now we are using this small vehicle.
Yes.
Already there was a driver seated in, so we got inside.
The vehicle was in police station.
Yes, parked there, facing the other direction. So I went inside.
Yes.
So when I went inside, there is the driver, the one seated in front. I seated at the back, at the center, one this side and the other one this side. So we went up to Pangani police station.
Yes.
But to my surprise, they never entered the Pangani police station. I knew where the Pangani police station was. So when we got there,
Yes.
they never, the vehicle passed by, now towards Mlango Kubwa. And I asked them, where are we going to? And they are calling them, they are now speaking to one another, saying, officer, there is the other guy that we had arrested yesterday. We can go for him, then we bring him together with this one. So it's kind of, they were trying to convince me there is something else or somebody else they are picking somewhere so that they can bring us together.
Yes.
So I wondered, where are we going? And when we reached Mlango Kubwa, where they were saying the other person was, now the vehicle accelerated towards now more airbase towards Dadora. And that is when I asked them, where are we going to? I knew Nairobi very well.
Yes.
So I knew now we are not in Mlango Kubwa, we are past Moi airbase, we are past Huruma, we are going to Dadora. So I was, where are we going? Now at this point, the one seated in front removed a pistol. He pointed at me. He told me, now you should not ask any question. You should now, okay, they took my legs, they placed them in between the front seats there. They removed my shoes. Actually, they are the ones who removed my shoes, my socks. I don't know whether they thought that money was hidden in the socks. Then from there, they started asking me questions. Where do you work? What do you do? What do you sell? When do you come? How much do you carry? How much do you have? And I told them I had no money, that I operate through the bank. That is why when they told me to remove the jacket, and when they removed the jacket, they started checking on the pockets, and that is where now they found the money. So one of them hit me with that radio call. Why were you cheating us that you don't have money? How much is this? And I could tell them now this bunch here is 200,000, the other one is 200,000, the 100,000 I had already removed some a few notes. So they took the money. They took my phone. They told me now to bed and have my head on my knees like this. So
Inside the vehicle.
inside the vehicle, now I'm at the center back. Here is a robber, the other one here, the other one in front with the one who had a pistol, and now the driver. So the vehicle went very fast. I don't know where we are heading to. I don't know where we are going. Like for around 45 minutes, I didn't know where we were going. Now, there is now this part where we went out of the tarmac road and went into a Marom road inside a place where there were bushes. So, and the road it kind of was meandering, going this way. It had rained. There were potholes. So one of them, now the driver, said, he made a remark and said, that vehicle, now a vehicle that was ahead of us,
Yes.
that vehicle looks like the one for the OCS for Dadora. And when they mentioned the OCS, that is when now I tried to look and I saw that vehicle in front of us. And now this one here seated beside, he hit my head and told me, you are the first one to die. If you are going to die, you will be the first one to die. And I wondered why. Now what is happening?
Yes.
Now what I came to understand later, there were some other thieves who had stolen at night and they had gone to those bushes there. And it was a place where thieves used to go and robbers used to go. After stealing in town, they used to take their captives there. They used to take the victims there. Others could be killed there. Others could be abandoned there. So that is a place now. Police were trying to look for others who had stolen at night elsewhere. So when the police noticed that there was a vehicle that was coming behind, they parked the vehicle waiting for us to pass by, to pass them. So they changed the direction and they tried to maneuver and go a different direction.
Yes.
Now the police started to follow us. Now the police were chasing our vehicle. And that is when I realized now things were not all that good, because now I started now imagining, suppose they start shooting.
Yes.
And I start properly now, and it's kind of now they are all worried.
Yes.
They don't know what to do. They have when we entered the vehicle, there is something that I never said, that they had some hoods. Some kind of marvins.
Yes.
They had those marvins. So this time round, they have removed them. They have removed the hoods,
Yes.
and now they are now.
You can see them.
I can
very
see
well.
them properly. I can see their faces.
Yes.
Now this is the time now when they saw the police vehicle was just about to get them. That is when one of them told me, "Pray your last prayer," and I literally prayed. Yes, I literally prayed. I told God, God, I pray that don't let these people harm me.
Yes.
And I prayed loudly. They heard it. I prayed, God, don't let them harm me. Anything can happen, but don't let them harm me.
Yes.
And I tell you, that is when God now sent help.
Intervene.
God intervened and I received my help there. Know what happened? After that prayer, there was that big pothole ahead of us.
Yes.
And the drivers saw that he could not go through that pothole. So he stopped immediately, and immediately he stopped. The one in front with the pistol jumped that side and he went into a bush. The one who was seated this side, again he jumped. The one who was seated this side and the driver, they are the ones now who police caught. The police vehicle is on this side. So when they were they were trying to jump outside, that is when now the OCS, actually the OCS himself, he called the driver and the one who was seated here, and now he is asking them, where are you going? Where are you running away?
Yes.
And they are saying, the driver is saying, we are taking this young man for dowry over this other side. And now, okay, I had now tried to remove my legs, and now I was sitting properly.
Yes.
And when I saw these other policemen this other side, that is when I whispered to the other one on this other side, these are robbers.
Yes.
And now the police this side told the OCS, mkubwa, shika, hao ni wezi. So that is what he said. So he called them family. They were taken into that police vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, actually it was not a police vehicle. It was a normal vehicle.
Yes.
But having normal registration number. But they were using that vehicle.
But
so
these people knew this is OCS.
They knew it was the OCS vehicle.
Okay.
So they knew him.
Yes.
And also, in this particular case, the policemen had no uniforms. They had guns, but they had no uniforms.
Yes.
So they were put into the boot of that station wagon. And now the OCS comes very quickly. He asks me what happened, where did they get you from? And I now came out without shoes. I came out. I told them now. They caught me from town. They cheated me that they were policemen. They supposed to be policemen. Actually, they had a police ID. Now, in this particular time, when they were running, they left the police walkie-talkie, those phones. They left them on my laps here.
Okay.
So the police took them. They asked me, who had this? I told them they are the ones who had those police phones.
Yes.
So two of the policemen went following the ones who had gone to eat in the bush.
Yes.
And I was left here with the OCS and one of the policemen. And the thugs, or rather the robbers, they were now in the police vehicle boot.
Yes.
So after a few questions, and now I was going down the vehicle. We were talking now, going down the vehicle, checking the vehicle. that is when I don't know what happened. I thought of opening at the dashboard, and that is where the money was.
Your money.
I didn't know that they had left the money and they had put the money in the dashboard. So when I opened, I saw the money.
Yes.
And I shouted, my money is here.
Yes.
So when they saw the police saw the money, they said, oh, the money is here. And immediately when I saw the money, one of the thieves who had gone to the bush, now, he was caught by the policeman.
Oh.
He is being brought here.
Okay.
And I told them, this one is the one who is having my phone. So he was beaten and he was told, remove the phone.
Yes.
So in removing the phone, he removed 5 of them. They were all off. So I was told, now, can you pick yours? This is mine. So when I picked mine,
Yes.
they told me, can you put it on? I put it on, put the pin, I put the pin. And when it opened, they said, oh, so it is yours, yes. So they took this robber, plus the 2, plus me and my money, they took us to the police station.
Yes.
That is the Dora Phase 2, a police called Kinyago. So that is where they took us. They told me now we should write an OB, leave me there, and go back to the bush and look for the one who had a pistol who had gotten lost in the bush. So when I was there, that is why when they called the OCPD
Yes.
from Buruburu, and they reported the thieves we were looking for, we never found them, but in looking in the process of looking for them,
Yes.
we have found another victim with the robbers, and we have caught 3 of them. So they left me in one of the chambers in the police station.
Yes.
And they took the money. They were now writing all the serial numbers of that money because the money now turned to be exhibit.
Okay.
So they were writing all the serial numbers.
Yes.
And it's like this, the policemen who are with the OCS, 3 of them went and 1 was left. Now the one who was left is telling me now that we have saved you,
Yes.
you have to give us some amount, you have to give us part of this money, you will have to give us. So, and I was wondering, now my money, I gave you. Okay, I didn't know what to do or what would happen. So later, the OCPD who was called from Buruburu
Yes.
came,
Yes.
and he interrogated me. He asked me so many questions. When I mentioned that they had taken me from the Kamukuji police station,
Yes.
the OCPD ordered that that case should not be handled in Dadora. So he called the OCS who had gone to the bush. He came with the police. Some other guys now, not the ones whom we were with before. They came in. They took the money. The robbers, the 3 robbers, we were taken with now in a police cruiser
Yes.
to Kamukuji.
Understood.
So when we went there, it's a long story.
Yes.
When we went there, that is when now all the policemen, I showed them what they did, where the vehicle was parked, where the OCS was standing, and now all the policemen were called. And when they were called into a parade, and they were told to identify whether they could identify the police, the robbers.
Yes.
So what happened when they, in the process of identifying the robbers, that is when they identified 1. 8 of them identified 1. He was a policeman previously, but he did some things, and he was now sacked from the police force. But they didn't know. So he used to rob people, posing to be a police, but he was not working for the police.
What?
So people called him, this is so and so, we were with him at Kiganjo, this so and so, we were with him, 8 of them. So that is why when now they realized that man could do that without them noticing.
Yes.
And that is when now they say, no, I saw him in the morning here, and I knew he was one of us. I saw him in the morning here, I knew he's one of us. So that is what happened. So things turned again.
Yes.
This OCPD advised that now that you know him and you are all policemen,
Yes.
this thing has to go another level. It was taken now to the CID. So when we went there, and we now had to record the statement,
Yes.
they identified this man,
Yes.
and now it was now a police case. I was told that my money could be retained. I could not get my money back because it is the exhibit until the case is over. So the following week, we were to appear into the
Was this money yours or you were working for someone?
That was my money for the business.
Okay.
Although I had taken a loan.
Yes.
Yes. So it was out of the loan plus the savings from the business. That is the money that I was going to get some stock.
Okay.
Yes. So what happened after that? So I was released to go back to Kakamega.
Did you head fare?
Now, out of the money they took from my jacket,
yes,
I had some other money in my back pocket.
Okay.
I think around 9,000. So they had not taken the 9,000.
Okay.
So I had some money.
Yes.
So they told me, now we are going to release you. You go home. Then next week we will call you, tell you when the case is supposed to start. So that day I could not go back to Kakamega.
Yes.
I was trembling.
Yes.
I was seeing it's like a drama. It's kind of dream. I couldn't imagine.
Yes.
Now I don't believe them in the police. They are telling me my money is going to be held there. I don't know up to when. Now my money is now has turned to be an exhibit. So I could not understand.
Yes.
So I went to my friend's place, now away from town.
Yes.
And that is where I spent the night. I stayed that whole day. And then
when you were released, it was at what time?
It was now after lunch.
Yes.
Afternoon.
Okay.
It was afternoon. So the rest of the day I went to that friend's house, spent there. Very early in the morning, that is when I boarded a vehicle and went back. Now my questions were, how did this man identify me? How did this man knew that I had money? How so many questions were lingering in my mind,
yes,
and I could not understand. So when I went back, I could not have sleep. I had a mental torture, asking myself so many questions. The CID had promised me, if you can allow us, we are going to get into their phones and we are going to see all the communications and see whether there is somebody whom you were connected on the other side, yes, who was communicating with these people. So I told them, go ahead. Yes. So when I went there, they started calling, asking me questions. Who is so and so? Who is so and so? Yes. And I realized that my some people whom we are doing my business competitors, one of them is the one who had connected the robbers with me. Because there were messages now that were seen in their phone. He is wearing a blue jacket, seated at this seat number. This is the seat number. This is the vehicle number, and so many things. And therefore, they asked me, should we go ahead and arrest that person? And I was wondering now, as such innocent man, somebody whom I used to go buy goods for, he used to send me. Friends. He used to send me when I'm going, and I used to send him. I didn't know that he could betray me. So I told them, no, just stop it from there. And when I come to the court, that is where now we see the direction of the case. So a week later, they called me. They told me that I'm supposed to appear into the court, and they told me the court number, when to go, the day when I was to appear, and I appeared. So when I went there, these robbers had already hired a lawyer. They were in mud, awaiting this day, but they had a lawyer. So when I went there, they had a lawyer who had represented me. So the lawyer was asking questions. What happened? I didn't know why he was asking, but a lawyer for the robbers. So. But you went alone. Sorry? You went alone? Yes, I went alone. I didn't know that I would go face their family members. Actually, I found their wives, the lawyer, so many people, and I was alone. So, yes. It was my first time to stand, even to get into a court chamber. I had never gone to a court jam. So that was my very first time. So the case started. I was called. Yeah, okay, there were questions. Are you so and so? Can you tell this court what happened? So very quickly I told the court this is what happened. But now that my money was recovered, I am asking and I'm requesting the court, kindly can you give me back my money so that the business can go ahead.
Continue. Yes.
And, so that the business can
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes.
But on the other hand, the judge is saying this was robbery with violence,
Yes.
and you cannot withdraw because it kind of, I was saying now that they never harmed me and the money was recovered, can I withdraw from this case?
Yes.
And I go my way.
You recover your money.
My money was recovered and I never lost anything.
Yes.
They never harmed me.
Yes.
Can I withdraw? And the judge was saying, this is a case that you cannot withdraw. And that is when I learned that murder case, robbery with violence, and rape, you cannot withdraw.
Okay.
So I said, no, if you don't want me to withdraw, then you can release the money. Then I'll be coming to court.
Okay.
And they just said, no, the money is acting as a next bit. So that day, it was just a mention. The case would be heard in another day. So I was very terrified because now these are the family members for the thieves. The wives are following me, just telling me, can you forgive them? We are going to play our part, tell the judge that we have forgiven them. So many things. The lawyer, the advocate is following me. He's telling me, you were never injured. They have all your money. Well, why are you following us?
They are pressuring you.
Yes, so there was that pressure. But now there is this question that is in my mind. These people identified me when I was going for the goods. Now, I don't know whether there are other robbers outside also in their midst following me.
Yes.
So what came to my mind is that if I don't agree with them, they might end up killing me.
Oh,
And again,
family.
I remembered the one who had a pistol had run into the bush and he was not
caught.
He was not caught. He was not yet to be. He was yet to be arrested. So that was my fear, and I was actually mentally tortured.
Yes.
There were so many questions in my mind.
Yes.
To cut the long story short,
Yes.
the case continued.
Yes.
And somewhere along the way, they asked for a bond so that they could come now to the case when they are outside.
Yes.
And the judge accepted. And now that is what again finished me, because now they are out, I'm also out. They can do anything.
Yes.
They can come even to where I stay.
Yes.
They can kill me.
Yes.
So I told my the policeman now, the OCS who had the case, that I won't come back again for this case, so long as they are outside.
Yes.
What I'll do, I'll try to talk to look for a lawyer who can represent me. And again, I would want to get back my money.
Yes.
Now, some time had gone. Now this was around the second month now.
Yes.
Now the business was not doing well because the money is held there.
Yes.
So he told me it is okay, but we can also play our part and ask the judge to release the money. So when they called me back to court, I went personally.
Yes.
And now the OCS who was handling the case, he said, now, could you kindly allow him to get back his money now that you have the serial numbers so that his business cannot stop. When they released the money, that is when now I told myself how to come back. I have my money, I have my good health, I have not been harmed, I'll go and I will not come back to Nairobi.
Yes.
So, when the case was to be heard, they called me and I told the CIDs I would come, and they told me you should come. I told them for sure I would come. So they took it at that. But when it was I was to attend the case on Tuesday,
Yes.
on Sunday the CID came from Nairobi. They came for me.
Wow.
They came, they were there. I didn't know that they were coming to my business.
Yes.
They see me there. Sunday, Monday,
They were fooling you.
Monday evening, that is when now they came and they told me, now we have come for you. Don't be terrified. We are going to secure you from here to Nairobi. So I didn't know what to do. I had no option. They took me to their house. There was my wife there. I told them, now these are CID men. They have come for me. I must go for that hearing. So when I went to Nairobi,
Yes.
I was given actually this time round they paid for my fare.
Yes.
They paid for my breakfast,
Yes.
where I showered, the hotel we went. They took me to the court
Yes.
in the morning.
Yes.
And now the lawyer for the robbers, he had called me and he had asked me, are you coming? And I told him that I would come,
Yes.
and I don't want to follow anything.
Mm.
So he had assured the guys that I would be there, and he was to plead to the court to withdraw that case because even the complainant is not appearing.
Yes.
So that is what they came expecting.
Yes.
So the robbers came in suits and in ties, and I was there. So when I came, the CID kept me somewhere until when now my case was now, it was the next case now. That is when now they removed me from that place where they had hidden me. So when I came and one of the robbers saw me, he jumped out of the court. He went. They tried to chase him. The police watched. He could not be caught. Remember, they were out in boat.
Yes.
So he ran. So the judge asked, what is happening? Okay, he was told that one of the victims or one of the robbers had escaped. So he said, no, put them in cuffs, put them back into the remand, and now the boat they had given now, it could not stand there for them because now one of them had gotten lost, and now the case could not continue again. So I went back to Western. They escorted me back to Western. They paid the fare. They took me up to my business. So there is now this other time now when they assured me, this time around, you are going to withdraw.
Yes.
And I wondered how, and the judge said, I cannot withdraw. These are the CID telling me, you are going to withdraw and he is going to accept. I didn't know why. So I was called back to Nairobi for the case. So I went back to the case.
You went personally now?
No, they came again for me. I told them, no, I cannot come. They came for me. We went, used the same procedure until when we went there. So what I learned again, after they had been taken to remand, the other one had gotten lost. I don't know what happened. They asked for another bond and they were out. And when they were out, they committed another crime, robbery with violence. So this time round, I went to the court. They are brought now amidst other robbers whom I didn't know, and now they are in cuffs. I wondered what is happening. So that is when I learned that the case that came just before mine was theirs again. They had already robbed somebody, they had even killed. That is when now, when it was my turn now, my case to be reset, the judge told me, now young man, we are allowing you to withdraw because this one now, it is robbery with violence and murder. They cannot get outside again. So I withdrew the case. But I lived for a long time, over a year, with a lot of fear, wondering now who to share with, wondering who to interact with, who to be my business. You know, in business, there are people you associate with.
Yes.
I didn't know who to associate with.
Yes.
Okay, the person whom they had mentioned, when all these things happened, he used to be there. But now when I withdrew the case, that is when he disappeared. I didn't know where he went. He closed his business and he went, I don't know where. I didn't know. He disappeared. So I knew, but I could not even share with anybody. I was fearing that now if I share with somebody, maybe they can come for my life.
Yes.
So and again I was saying, I might share with somebody who will in turn go and tell him, and he will look for a way maybe to eliminate me, to kill me.
Yes.
So that is what happened. I lived in fear until now when I realized he was normal. That is when now I started sharing. I cautioned my wife never to share with people. That is when now I went to share with my pastor. I shared with family members, others. I told my other business associates. And now we could take caution. Okay, I could not even caution others
Yes.
because I didn't know how, whether they were involved or not.
Yes.
They were all my business friends. I didn't know whether they were involved or not.
Yes.
I had not heard such a thing happen before.
Mm.
So that is what happened. But when I started sharing, that is when I started healing. And that is now when I started experiencing now relief. I was relieved, and then now the torture I was going through mentally, now it came down. One, after realizing that the man had gone. Again, after realizing that the guys had been jailed.
And they will never
And now I was now very sure, the CID assured me that they would never appear again for several years.
Yes.
They were now in jail. That is now when I had now freedom of going back to Nairobi, going for the same goods. I used to send friends to get a few items for me. So that is what I went through.
Okay. Well, it is just very big, and what can I say?
Yes, it is that wrong. Maybe what I can advise
Yes.
to those who are going such things, maybe you have been robbed, maybe you have been conned. One thing, God is there, and He is going to fight for you.
Yes.
The other thing I would advise, when you are undergoing such a thing, please look for a confidant, share these things. Somebody whom you can confide,
Yes.
share. Because when you are sharing, that is when now you are healing. And that is when you are getting relief. But whenever you are keeping those things to yourself, you cannot heal. You'll still be having some mental torture. You can even enter into depression.
Yes.
Because these things will keep on haunting you. Remembering what happened, these people had guns, all those things. That will be a torture. So if you can get a confidant, if you can get somebody close to you whom you can share, that will be the beginning of the healing.
Okay.
Yes.
What message will you give to those people who are robbers, or maybe they are stealing from other people?
Okay, what they are doing is not right.
Yes.
If that is what is giving them a living, I would advise they look for something else to do. Why? Because one thing, their days are numbered. Like these ones, I am sure they used to do all these things. There is something I never told you.
Yes.
That when these policemen were identifying this one robber who used to be a policeman,
Yes.
one of them identified him as a robber who had robbed a white man. So it was not the first instance, it was not the first case, robbery case. They had robbed several. But what I am assuring you, you will never go uncaught. You will rob once, second time, that time, but you will be caught one day.
One day.
And it will be your end. You will end up in jail, or else you will be killed. Because some of them are using arms.
Yes.
So if you come across the police with an arm and you are having an arm, it will finish you first.
Yes.
So their days are numbered.
Yes.
What I would tell them, you better change your ways,
Yes.
turn to do good things, look for the right thing to do, look for a business to do, look for something that is legal instead of doing such a dirty job that will end up in jail or even kill you.
So, in your story, I realized that you owe a lot of gratitude to the policemen. So,
Yes.
do you have a strong belief in the police in our country?
Actually, initially,
Yes.
you remember when I told you that one of them was harassing me, telling me that we are going to share the money.
Yes.
But there is this one OCS who transferred these things now from Kinyago police station
Yes.
to Kamukunji to the CID headquarters.
Yes.
And I can tell you, they are sincere policemen doing a honest job
Yes.
and doing a very good job.
Yes.
Though there are a few who are doing not doing the right job, there are those who are doing the right thing.
Yes.
Actually, after when I received my money,
Yes.
that is when I gave a token to the OCS who was following the case.
Yes.
I gave him a token of appreciation. But on the other hand, you remember the ones who are telling me that we have to share,
Equal.
and it was my money.
Yes.
So there are those people, a few who are rotten in the police force.
Yes.
But there are those who are doing it right,
Honest.
and
Yes.
honestly,
Yes.
and they are doing a good job. So even to those who are working in the police force,
Yeah.
I would tell them, do your work, and God is going to reward you. You see, by the end of it, I rewarded the OCS. I
Yeah.
gave him a token
Yes.
of appreciation. He never demanded,
Yes.
but I appreciated.
You felt it
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
Mm.
and I really felt he did the right thing.
Yes.
But if it were the other policemen,
Yes.
then I don't know what I would say, because they were saying that we have to share equally. Yet it was my money.
Yes.
So what I would tell them, if you are working there, do your work faithfully,
Yes.
do it with wholeheartedly, and God through that service will reward you.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so much curious. I still have a lot of curiosity to know whether those people have they contacted you since then, ama walinyamaza wakanyamaza mpaka wa leo.
Okay, it is some years from that time.
Yes.
And
when was it? Which year was it?
Actually, it was 2006.
2006.
2006. It's 16 years now.
Yes.
I've never actually, I wrote the contacts for the OCS and the policemen.
Yes.
Because later I lost the phone.
Yes.
And surprisingly, there is something I want to tell you.
Yes.
2 years, 2 years ago,
Yes.
that it was 2018,
Yes.
I met one of those robbers in Nakuru. He was seated somewhere. I saw him. I knew him. This is the robber who robbed me. Okay, he couldn't know me. By that time, I was young. Now, okay, he never identified me.
Yes.
But I saw him.
Hmm.
I went. I came back, looked at him, and I even tried to see whether he was maybe looking for something, whether he was timing to rob somebody.
Yes.
So I went to and fro severally,
Yes.
looking for what he was doing there,
Yes.
and I found that he was just relaxing.
So it means he's out of jail.
And he is out of jail.
Yes.
Now this is 14 years later.
Okay.
That is when I
Maybe
find
he has
him
served the period.
in the street.
Yes.
So, as a born again Christian, it's kind of, I wanted to talk to him, but now again on the other hand, I thought now he could be still a robber,
Yes.
could be having others.
Yes.
So I just let it like that.
Okay.
But I saw him. I saw one of them. Yes.
So viewers, I know you have been moved by this story. Like me, nimeanza kushtuka, but guys, I really like the end of the story because alisaidika. So let's have belief in our policemen. Some will help us, and you see they were following on his case na akasaidika. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then also, Mr. Nathania has three other different stories. He will still come back to this page and share those stories. The other stories are still about the robbery or the convent. Robbery again. You have really undergone a lot, but he's a very strong man right now. He's my mentor. I can say personally he's my mentor. He will give us his story another day. And guys, stay tuned, be following our videos. We'll be sharing a lot of videos. Thank you very much.